sports. NBA action is coming up. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they won their last contest, that game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Simmons runs the show with Redick at the 2. Chandler and Embiid are together down low. And it's Butler in at the 3 slot. Well, Clark, a few teams at this point in the season have battled through back-to-back games. Just how hard is that on the body to play in consecutive nights in this league?
As I recall, Kevin, it wasn't terribly difficult. As a matter of fact, I kind of enjoyed it. You could either get the bad taste of a loss out of your mouth quickly by playing another game. You didn't have to really practice. There's some energy concerns, obviously, but when you're well-rested and excited about playing, you find the energy. But I do believe there's studies that show there's a greater probability for injury the more back-to-back games that you have. That's one of the reasons the league has sought to minimize the number of back-to-back games across the schedule.
And San Antonio has possession after J.J. Redick hitting the 3. To the paint, here's Butler. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
He's a capable and determined scorer in the painted area. Butler doesn't waste too many of these chances.
And Forbes kicks to Cunningham. Spurs passing it around. Gay against Embiid. 6 on the shot clock. Unloads from 13. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
That free throw, no good.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And the steps, Clark, the 76ers have taken. It's only the beginning.
Yeah, this is really the ideal situation to have if you're the Sixers. I mean, this team's built to last and still has good draft assets and flexible cap space. I mean, come on. That's an abundance of riches there.
The Spurs have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Gay scanning the floor. He kicks it to DeRozan. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries. Pass to Simmons. Unloads from 13. And he can't bank that one in. Spurs have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. I had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Yeah, Kevin, he's mindful of the fact that this is a shot-blocking team they're playing, but he doesn't want his team to be shy offensively. He said, if anything, we have to be patient and at the same time aggressive. If we can be deceptive in the way we attack, and there are ways to do that, we can score inside. We'll see if that works, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
For sure. I mean, they have to be ready to adapt. The only way to break down this defense is to show them a lot of different looks.
Here is Cunningham. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Aldridge, no luck.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's DeRozan. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor. And here we can check out the story of LaMarcus Aldridge. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 15th in field goal percentage. And he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And as you mentioned, one of the more efficient scorers in pro basketball. He challenges defenders with his bravado. And more often than not, he prevails. The first free throw is good. Well, with Kawhi Leonard gone, a new era for the Spurs. Even with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, San Antonio looks to be entering their most significant rebuild in decades.
Yeah, but at least they were able to get a star in DeRozan. Now, I would call it more of a reload than a rebuild for the Spurs. Still a lot of talent to work with on that roster.
And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
Here's Forbes. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And the Spurs now in the post-Kawhi Leonard era of the franchise. Greg, how do they recover, do you think?
If any team can survive losing a player of Kawhi's caliber, it's got to be the Spurs. They have good depth, got a good return in the trade, and players will step up. Won't be the power they once were for a while, but they'll rebound in no time.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
Here is Forbes after Ben Simmons' bucket. Forbes can't get it to go.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Count it.
A solid offensive rebounder. Love how Chandler uses that length of his and his leaping ability to keep plays alive. Very active on the offensive end.
And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
Embiid, no good.
That's a good shot. Even though it couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, I like the shot quality.
Gay kicks to Forbes. Back to Gay. Pass to Cunningham. Here's DeRozan. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 6th rebound on the night. Butler on the wing. He's covered by Gay. Here's Simmons. There's the feed to Chandler. Second chance shot, and it's good on the layup. Chandler's got 6.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here is Forbes. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. DeRozan against Redick. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 17-7 run. Butler passes to Redick. Kicks to Simmons. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was, and tell you what, they got very lucky.
Right on the bucket.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, and you hate to lose the kind of game where it just seems like it gets away from you. They played good basketball for most of it, but then just collapsed and opened that door for the comeback.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. Davis Bertans comes in for Dante Cunningham. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Bryn Forbes.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
McConnell kicks to Embiid. The pass to Muscala. Outside Butler. McConnell in the corner. Takes the three. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Philadelphia. Johnson comes in for Embiid, and it's Korkmaz in for Butler. Spurs trail by 8.
How can you not be a fan of T.J. McConnell if you like grit, tenacity, always ready to help his team? He's a fan favorite because he plays with such a competitive edge, even when most of the time he's outmatched physically. Extremely scrappy and heady. He played his college hoops at Arizona, and he's got a long future in front of him in the NBA.
Here's Korkmaz. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Nice D from DeRozan.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Now, here's Bellinelli. Not a lot of room. Now, here's Mills. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
You know, I'd have been very impressed if he had got that one to go. Tough D.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That's his first foul. White, he's checked in for the Spurs. And it's the 76ers with the ball. 8-point game. No coverage that time. Korkmaz has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. San Antonio's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Arizona guards know how to get it done, and McConnell is no different.
No, he's really been surprisingly good at this level because of his toughness, his smarts, and he's actually gotten better with his little mid-range shot. His vision is outstanding, his defensive tenacity really good. I mean, this guy has proven that he's a rotational player of value in this league.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Fellas, the rebounding has been very strong, excellent so far. Putbacks are very valuable, and they're getting some.
Mind the lanes.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the 76ers last season making it to the conference semifinals, Clark, before they were dispatched by the Boston Celtics.
And I guarantee you, Kevin, if you told any fan that would be their fate at the start of the season, they'd have banked that and went with it. Team had a great learning experience as they got past Miami and then lost to the Celtics. I think this group will be highly motivated to take the next step going forward.
Spurs trail by 8. With some arc, shots good by Mills. Mills has got 5 now.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Now, here's McConnell, covered by Mills. Elbow shot is on the way, and that one's good. Korkmaz, 5 points in the game.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second-chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
Now, here's Mills. He has 5. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
.131 left in the first quarter. 5 on the clock. Here's White. Korkmaz grabs the miss. The 76ers leading by 8. That shot misses. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. To the middle, and a fast break now for the Spurs. Berton's shot is good.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Now, here's McConnell. His last outing, he had 8 points, and that one drops for him.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
Pirtle dishes to Bellinelli. To the inside, out to White. Spurs working the ball around now. Pirtle with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Good on the three-point shot.
And when Pirtle sees a guy on his team open, he finds him right away, whipping that pass there directly.
McConnell scanning the floor.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by McConnell. Now Mills. 5 points in the game. Outside White. And a miss there on the triple. And that does it for the first quarter. 76ers lead by 8. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just another thing to remind me, continue to be who you are, just as fish inside of it.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds too.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Korkmaz. Muscala is out there with Johnson. And it's T.J. McConnell. And he can't get the first one. Clark, agility is such an important thing for players to have, obviously. When you look at the offensive end, knowing that agility has that upper value, who are some of the more elusive players you see in the game now?
Man, I don't think there's any more elusive player in the game than Steph Curry. I tell you, he's not the most athletic, he's not the fastest, but he is the slipperiest guy to try to keep a handle on. His ball handling, his shot making, his change of pace. I throw Kyrie Irving in there as well. Kemba Walker, diminutive in size, but boy, is he hard to keep corralled. And Lou Williams, one of my favorites. One of the great scorers, maybe one of the greatest scorers ever, under 6'2" in the league.
Some terrific names there. San Antonio with the ball. 76ers getting the bucket. The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
The shot by McConnell, no good. Spurs trail by 10. Here's White. The shot goes in, first of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded closely. And for the Spurs, they're shooting the ball at 42%. Passes it to White. Rebound by the 76ers. In this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
Yeah, Greg, I like this matchup for them. Not a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy, but they clearly have the advantage.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Shamet, White covering. Lock at 6. Shamet, the putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Now, here's Bellinelli. He's covered closely. The Spurs making a switch here. Gay's checked in. The 76ers also with a sub. Simmons is checked in. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
J.J. Redick's checked in for the 76ers. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. And Simmons kicks to Muscala. A steal. Bertines passes to Gay. That one goes in. Gay's got his second basket.
And love how committed Gay is inside. No one is stopping him. He's overcoming any challenge.
Pass to Johnson, to the paint. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Johnson. And that's now 6 points for Ben Simmons. Simmons against White. Pass to Pirtle. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Hey, if you're going to foul Pirtle, I mean, get your money's worth. You have to make sure you're really whacking. He's extremely good at finishing through contact.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Davis Bertans, and it's Bryn Forbes in for Bellinelli. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Johnson. Chandler comes in for Muscala, and it's Butler in for Korkmaz.
Boy, Pirtle is a massive guy, somebody that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks.
The 76ers leading by 4. Chandler scanning the floor. It's deflected. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A. thanks. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Lots of physical play, Clark, during your time in the NBA. That's been toned down to a degree. Do you miss it being a bigger part of the game now?
You know what? I think it's still a very physical game. The rules have changed. The way the game is officiated has certainly changed. Some of the tough fouls that you saw in decades past don't exist as much. But I still think the game is extremely physical. So I'm glad to see us move in the direction of toning that down a bit. There's enough physicality in the game.
Now here's Simmons. He's coming off a 22-point game against Cleveland.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
Shots good by Butler.
You know, I think Butler had a pretty good mid-range game coming in. You know, he was drafted 30th back in 2011.
Gay outside. Aldridge against Embiid. Here's Cunningham. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Cunningham's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here's DeRozan after Ben Simmons' miss. Chandler right side. The shot that time, not on target.
Great look, but he couldn't finish. Everything but is how we say that. Surprising since the defense was very pedestrian.
Gay kicks to Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. That puts them in the lead. Cunningham's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Spurs.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Simmons.
Tell you what, does not matter what the defense throws his way. The heart of Simmons allows him to play through that, and he's still going to knock the shot down.
Now, here's DeRozan. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Yep, it counts. And that's now 10 points for Ben Simmons.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Look at Toronto. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the 76ers, 2.5 games back.
And for Philadelphia, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Here's Forbes.
Simmons is very skilled on defense. He just knows where to be and how to guard whoever he's on. Versatile is part of his defensive skill set, too.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
You know, when you watch Ben Simmons, he has marvelous talent and all-around ability, but sometimes you can easily focus on what he can't do. He's not a great shooter, so teams do back off of him, but still, this guy is an impact player because he sees the floor, he passes it great, he's a terrific rebounder, and he's got a nice motor.
And for Simmons, missing his rookie year due to the injury, but he showed he was worth the wait.
No doubt. And you just don't see players with his skills and his body type come around that often, Kevin. I mean, he started quickly out of the gates and took over the Rookie of the Year award race almost immediately.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 8. Shot clock at 5. Now the pass to Forbes to stop the run. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got 8 rebounds in this game. It's stolen by DeRozan.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that third foul. And with DeRozan getting traded, he said he felt backstabbed by Raptors management after they said he wouldn't be traded. At the end of the day, people will do what's best for their own position, whether they're a GM or a player. But you better believe they'll love DeRozan in Toronto forever, no matter what jersey he wears.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, DeRozan is a treat to watch. This guy is athletic, and he throws down some monster dunks. This dude is sick at the rim.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And one item that DeRozan never seems to get enough credit for is his passing, Greg. He is a terrific playmaker.
Ever since DeRozan became a perennial all-star, his passing has improved. I mean, keeps his head up even while attacking with the ball. Great awareness for where his teammates are in terms of relation to his attack after a double team.
Here's Simmons, 13 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
And I like that they're not settling. Hitting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
For San Antonio, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. The 76ers leading by 3. And Redick kicks to Simmons. Ring shot on the way. And that one comes up a bit short.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Passes to Redick. Back to Simmons. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Gay kicks to Aldridge. Here is Forbes, guarded by Simmons. They now take the lead. DeRozan's got 12 in the game.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Aldridge. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Aldridge, the pass to Cunningham. And stolen by Butler. Chandler finds Simmons. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Simmons is an absolute thoroughbred as a scorer. A dominant offensive talent who scores in a lot of different ways.
San Antonio trailing here. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Mills, he's checked in for Dante Cunningham. And the second free throw, good. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Gay against Butler. 6 to shoot. Here's Embiid, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Embiid's got his first basket.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now here's Gay. He's got 10. Lets a floater go. 4. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll begin a long road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Then on Friday, they'll head home and take on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And for that game against the Nuggets, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
Fires for 3. That one, no good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Now here's Gay. He's covered by Muscala. Good on the shot. Gay's got 10 points in the quarter.
And Gay has great length down on the block there. Fantastic at just jumping on opportunities to score when he's down low.
Now here's Embiid. He picked up 24 points in their last win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
And Mills kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Aldridge. .103 left to play in the first half. Gay passes to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently.
And you look at their incredible three-point percentage. I mean, it's not just about their accuracy, but their execution using screens and creating those open looks. That's been key.
First one falls for him. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's White in for Bryn Forbes. And then for Philadelphia, Johnson, he's checked in for Embiid. And it's Korkmaz in for Jimmy Butler. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. San Antonio's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. That ties the game. Mills has got 7. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
McConnell kicks to Johnson. Back to McConnell. Lets it go. That one off the back iron and out.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought that was definitely automatic.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Spurs have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Now the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. And so he hits both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Shamet, light covering. Shamet, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
Unable to get that one. Tie game in San Antonio. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
So this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 12 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, the reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
We come back to San Antonio now with a look at the world-famous Riverwalk with its restaurants and boats and nightclubs and people. Lots going on. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. DeRozan and Gay, the wings. Aldridge out there with Cunningham. And it's Forbes in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said, it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. I'm not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Simmons on the wing. Buries it down low. Simmons got it all tied up now for the 76ers.
Simmons putting his outstanding athleticism to use on that drive. A remarkable penetrator who knows exactly how to carve up the defense.
Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
Gay kicks to Aldridge. DeRozan in the corner. That 3 off the mark.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Gay outside. Pass to Aldridge. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Cunningham's shot is off. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They've led by as many as 11 points.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
Here is Forbes. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Aldridge against Embiid. Aldridge kicks to Cunningham. And there's the pass to Forbes. Spurs passing it around. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Playing as a team so crucial. Let's see the NBA's best. Fourth, the 76ers.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Redick against DeRozan. Stolen. Here is Forbes, guarded by Simmons. Forbes, the pass to DeRozan. Shoots over Embiid. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Simmons. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And that's 23 points for Ben Simmons.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And you couldn't have scripted a better start to the half. They've hit every single shot since the break.
And Forbes kicks to Gay. Passes it to DeRozan. Drilled from 11 feet out. DeRozan's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
High post, Embiid. He feeds it to Chandler. Here is Forbes. He kicks to Cunningham. DeRozan on the wing. Another one falls for San Antonio.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Right side Simmons. Here's Chandler. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Chandler's got 10.
Yeah, because of the long arms and physicality that Chandler has, he's a hard player to defend in the paint.
Aldridge with it. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Pass to Gay for the tie. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Butler. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shot.
First free throw is good.
Boy, the athleticism that Simmons has is downright scary. I mean, remarkable, the talent this man has, and the potential, I think, to be a multi-time All-Star.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Davis Bertans comes in for Cunningham, and it's wide in for Bryn Forbes. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Ben Simmons really making a difference here.
I don't think the defense has an answer for him, Kevin. I mean, he's simply going off right now, knocking down everything.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Denver, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, there's the Spurs, 5.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Spurs, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Well, it figures to be a hectic finish to the season as they attempt to lock down a postseason berth. They've got very little margin for error the rest of the way.
Spurs trail by 5. Gay kicks to Bertans. Outside, White. Back to Bertans. Count it. Bertans got 9.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Pass to Redick. Embiid with it. DeRozan defending. And it's good for 2. Simmons got 27.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Left side, DeRozan. Back to White. Three-pointer. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. Chandler kicks to Simmons. Aldridge against Embiid. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
The slashability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive cutting mentality.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
Well, he has been today, no doubt about that. His effort's been unbelievable.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Now here's Simmons, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Well, you just love the way that J.J. Redick moves on offense. He keeps his defender occupied, constantly on the lookout for operating room to get his shot off. He comes off screens extremely well, uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off-the-ball movement by one of the best shooters in the league.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. And it's Bellinelli in for Rudy Gay.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
And Simmons kicks to Butler. Another 3 for Philadelphia. And for Redick in his movement on offense, Clark, most know him as a shooter, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he does. He moves well without the ball. He's a better defender than he gets credit for. He's a guy that can put it on the deck now and drive when you close out to him poorly. His game has grown really quite nicely, and we know what he is as a shooter, a laser.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now, doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Now, here's Bellinelli. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game, and stolen by Redick. Kicks to Simmons. And stolen by White. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And a chance to check out Joel Embiid here. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. 4th in rebounding, 10th in scoring, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. The first free throw is good. Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. That one is no good. The 76ers leading by 12. Here's Korkmaz. The pass to McConnell. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. Fourth, the 76ers.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
That's good from McConnell. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And Marco Bellinelli, a player who has always been able to light it up from outside.
And Belly has been on so many teams in his career, but is always a wanted commodity due to his shooting. Very quick and easy way to add outside shooting to a team. He can honestly play a long time just on how badly teams need shooting in our league.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Spurs trail by 13. White the pass to Pirtle. He dishes it to Bellinelli. Spurs passing it around. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defensive commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present.
Bounce pass from McConnell. Shamet, White covering. And Pirtle pulls it down.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
And stolen by McConnell. Pass to Korkmaz. Back to McConnell. 1:37 left in the third. And he banks in the layup. Muscala's got 7. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Now, here's McConnell, guarded closely. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. They'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors.
And for their matchup with the Celtics, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
That free throw good from Korkmaz. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 1:07 left to play here in the third. Outside, White. He kicks to Mills. And nothing is falling for him right now.
You know, this just hasn't been his quarter. I mean, he doesn't seem to be comfortable at all, particularly shooting. I mean, he knows he's struggling right now.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
5 to shoot. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see. Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Pass to Bellinelli. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. He has been a determined scorer today. 29 points altogether for him. And I think there's more where that came from. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth, Mike Muscala out there with Johnson. And it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Korkmaz in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Mills. That's not going to go. He's 4 for 10. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Shamet. His 3-pointers off the mark. And San Antonio shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Here's Bellinelli. Rebound by the 76ers.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Here is Forbes. Pass to Mills. Good for his 6th make and a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. And here's McConnell. lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team. And usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's the hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
And the 76ers call time here. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Cunningham comes in for Bertans. Rudy Gay's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Patty Mills. Out in his own on the break. The shot's good from Forbes. Forbes has got 5 points in the quarter. The 76ers leading by 20. Simmons on the wing. Redick is in the corner. Simmons trying to get open. The 76ers with another miss. And so Aldridge will bring it up for the Spurs. Here's Gay. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Jimmy Butler. Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
And the thing about Rudy Gay, you never know when he's going to have a night where he just explodes. He's one of those guys that can just score in bunches.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And the second free throw, good. Clark, if you were a general manager, and I think you'd make an outstanding one, during the pre-draft process in particular, a player has declined to work out for you. Would you still consider drafting?
Yeah, I would consider it. And again, there would be some extenuating circumstances. Why has he declined? What have we seen? Obviously, I'm hopeful that my scouting staff has taken a look at him, and I've seen the kid up close and in person and done my due diligence, so I've got a comfort level with who he is and what he can become. But I don't think the declining of a workout is enough reason to just dismiss a prospect that you like.
Gay. Some solid defense from Butler. The 76ers leading by 17. Over Gay. Another miss by Philadelphia. San Antonio with the ball. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Drills the three-pointer.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
For Philadelphia, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Back to Simmons, and stolen by Aldridge. Here's DeRozan. Then Simmons with the rebound.
Man, low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Now here's Simmons. The dish to Redick. Shot clock at 6. Another steal. Here is Forbes. Kicks it to Cunningham. Gay right side. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
I love how Gay keeps the ball high, not allowing the defense to block it. His length really comes in handy.
And stolen by Aldridge. Here's DeRozan, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Shooting two, gentlemen.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
To stop the drought, here's Chandler. In it goes for the fifth time in 10 shots for him this game.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the boards.
Now here's Gay, and stolen by Butler. Goes up and slam dunk by Butler.
You got to be more careful around Butler. I mean, he's terrific at bouncing over the opposition and taking the ball away.
Here's DeRozan. Shoots over Redick. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to 11 on the bucket from DeRozan.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
Right side, Simmons. Outside, Butler. And the pass to Simmons. Shot clock at 6. And Aldridge comes over to help. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Simmons inside. He's against Cunningham. Here's Chandler. Outside for Redick. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
Now Simmons following Rudy Gay's three-point attempt. And stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here come the Spurs. From 8. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Chandler.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Two shots.
And he makes the first.
Boy, it's been so hard to watch at times. I mean, he's missed so many of his foul shots tonight. Good to see him finally come through there.
Both free throws good from Forbes. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Here's Simmons. And he overshot that one, missing. Spurs trail by 9. Here is Forbes. Passes it to Cunningham. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboards.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Yeah, that was $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
And the basket by DeRozan.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
Right side, Simmons. Banked in off the glass. Simmons got 14 points now in the second half.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And there's the call on Chandler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Aldridge.
And you know, Embiid is a decorated defender, a guy who consistently brings energy on this end of the floor.
It's Redick on the wing. DeRozan defending. Redick finds Simmons. Down low and stolen by Aldridge. Gay outside. Pass to Forbes. Here's DeRozan. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. It's stolen by DeRozan. A 17-foot shot on the way. And right on target. Good. DeRozan's got 37. The 76ers leading by 6. And Simmons kicks to Redick. Pass to Embiid. Wants to get it to Simmons and does. Lays it up and banks it in. Simmons got 33 points.
Boy, what skill from Simmons. I mean, so adept at reading the defense and exploiting them in the paint.
Here's Forbes, and it's blocked by Simmons. Philadelphia's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now here's Embiid. Tries again, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And they're able to recover. They get the rebound, and Butler gets it to go.
Utilizing that weight room muscle there. Butler very difficult to box out.
Spurs trail by 10. Now the pass to DeRozan. Big D that time from Redick. The 76ers shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Simmons against Aldridge. No good from Simmons. San Antonio's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. Forbes has got 10 points in the quarter.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Now here's Embiid. Outside, Redick. 6 on the shot clock. Over DeRozan. Was shot by Redick, no good. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Gay against Butler. Pass to Forbes. Over Simmons. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And so the 76ers can now just hold on to the ball. So the 76ers win it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. If we play together, play hard, we can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.